Hey folks, Mike Johnson here. If it's got wheels and an engine, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive into car repairs, maintenance tips, and everything you need to keep your ride running smooth. If you're into cars and want to keep learning, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it.
P0544 means that the powertrain control module, PCM, has detected a problem with the exhaust gas temperature sensor circuit. What code P0544 means? Code P0544 is the generic OBDI code triggered when voltage readings from the exhaust gas temperature sensor exceed the limits programmed by the manufacturer, triggering the code and/or the check engine light to illuminate. What causes the P0544 code? This code may be due to a loose, broken, corroded or even burned wiring, connectors, or terminal sensor short-circuited internally. Or to ground a faulty sensor, the use of an aftermarket exhaust system, usually off-road, which causes pressure problems, extreme leakage. Upstream of the sensor in the exhaust system, how does a mechanic diagnose AP0544 code? Diagnosis of AP0544 code begins with the OBDI scanner. The mechanic will examine the freeze frame data to determine exactly when the code was set before resetting the codes and taking a test drive. This will reveal whether the code is returning, and if so, further diagnosis is required. The first step is to inspect all the exhaust gas temperature sensors and their wiring. If this wiring is in working order, the sensor should be disconnected and a digital ohmmeter used to check the resistance of the exhaust gas temperature sensor. It must meet the manufacturer's specifications and, if not, must be replaced. If within the appropriate levels, the sensor should be tested manually. If the sensor does not adjust correctly during a manual test, it must be replaced. If it is in working order, there may be a PCM fault, although this is rare. Common errors when diagnosing code P0544. The main error made when diagnosing code P0544 is that the technician believes the oxygen sensor is the exhaust gas temperature sensor, or that they are integrated into each other as a single unit. This is incorrect, and replacing the oxygen sensor does not clear the code or solve the problem. How serious is the P0544 code? P0544 does not interfere with vehicle operation or prevent safe operation of the car, but it can cause voltage and electrical problems. Because the PCM relies on the sensor to provide optimal functions. It adjusts the timing in the ignition ratio and the air-fuel ratio, which protects the vehicle's catalytic converter. What repairs can be carried out for code P0544? The common repairs used for code P0544 are: check the code using the code scanner, then reset the codes before road testing. If the P0544 code returns, an inspection of the exhaust gas temperature sensor circuit is necessary. If this is in good condition, particularly around the areas closest to the hottest exhaust components, proceed with diagnostics. If there are signs of damage, burns, corrosion, and anything else that needs repair, make the repairs and retest with the scanner. If there's no damage, disconnect the sensor connector and physically remove it. Use your ohmmeter to measure the sensor resistance. If it doesn't meet specifications, replace the sensor. If it does meet standards, test it manually with a heat gun, monitoring the resistance on the ohmmeter to assess whether it is decreasing accordingly. If not, replace the sensor. If these repairs fail to detect a problem, check the voltage at the sensor connector, with the vehicle's ignition in ON position. If this shows adequate voltage, it's a PCM problem. Additional comments to consider regarding code P0544. A PCM failure is a rare event, but it may be the cause of this code and must be resolved if diagnostic and repair steps fail to eliminate the code. In conclusion, understanding fault code P0544 is essential for diagnosing issues related to the exhaust gas temperature sensor circuit. This code can indicate problems such as sensor failure, wiring issues, or even potential exhaust system malfunctions. By addressing these concerns promptly, you can ensure optimal engine performance and prevent further damage. Always consult a professional mechanic for accurate diagnosis and repair. Thank you for watching, and we hope this information helps you keep your vehicle running smoothly.